Hi there, folks. My name is Jason, otherwise known as the Archivist Adrift. And every week, a bunch of comic collectors do this challenge called the Friday Comic Challenge. And I've never done it because I didn't think I had enough comics to actually make it worth its while. I think you usually have to have like about 10 comics that you want to show off based on whatever theme that they're doing that week. And this week's theme was on aliens, and I actually do have lots of alien comics. So I figured I'd show off some of the alien comics I have, and join this little challenge here. So anyhow, without much ado, I'm going to show off the first one. I'm going to show off is Secret Wars #8, starring the alien symbiote. Again, the theme here for this week's challenge is aliens. And this is a pretty popular alien. Of course, the costume itself is the alien symbiote. In a battle with, I believe, the Beyonder, a bunch of Marvel heroes get their costumes all torn up and ripped up. And Spider-Man wants to know where, I think, Thor and maybe the Incredible Hulk, I can't remember who, where they got their new costumes. And they point him to some machines, and he apparently goes to the wrong machine and thinks about what he wants, and a big black blob falls out of the machine, covers his body, and that's his new suit. Eventually the suit becomes, starts controlling him, and eventually turns into Venom. I'm not a big fan of that character, but I think I really like the black suit a lot. And this is the first appearance of that black suit. All right, next one comic I want to show off is probably Marvel's most famous alien, the Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer #4, where he's fighting Thor on the Rainbow Bridge, and really famous cover by John Buscema. And there's not really much to say about this comic other than it's just gorgeous and really cool. And Norrin Rad is the major alien in Marvel, I think. I'm trying to think of who other big aliens, who would be bigger than him, but I think he's pretty much it. So, all right. Next, I wanted to show off some EC comics that I have, because they have a bunch of sci-fi comics, and that's perfect for this challenge. So here I have Weird Science #9. I think it's a Al Williams cover. No, it's a Wally Wood cover. And I guess last week's theme was flying saucers and or UFOs, and this would have definitely, I think, would have met that challenge. But cool comic. Anyhow, next one is that I want to show off is Weird Fantasy #21, and this is artwork by Al Williams and Frank Frazetta, and really kind of a popular cover for the Weird Fantasy franchise. Cool alien cover. Yeah. All right. Next one I want to show off is Weird Science #14. This is a cover by Wally Wood, and this cover's kind of gotten a little bit of infamy lately. I guess you could say it's a bit transgressive. In this issue, these Earthmen go to they're stranded on this planet that has humanoid-looking beings on it, and they have to get their ship fixed. And once they do, the commander here decides he wants to stay on the planet because he's fallen in love with this woman, humanoid. And so he tells the rest of his team to go and leave without him, and he'll stay behind. And he eventually marries her, falls in love with her, and come to find out, halfway through her life cycle, she goes through a metamorphosis stage where she transforms into a man, and she expects her husband to transform into her bride. And that's pretty much where the story ends. So pretty weird story, and I suppose somewhat relevant to today. This comic was slabbed at a 2.5 initially, but the cover had been all colored in with pencil by some previous owner. And I thought that I could just erase that and it'd be all good, but it wasn't until I started working on the book a little bit that I realized that this back corner had been all chewed up and had all kinds of issues. So I ended up having to apply some tear seals to it and do a bunch of other work to this comic to get it in kind of decent condition. So eventually I plan on submitting it back to CGC, probably for a conserved grade. And by the way, so my channel is largely to do with comic book conservation. So if you want to see what I did to this book, you can actually have a couple of videos on my channel here that you can check out. So, yeah. All right, and the last EC I wanted to show is Weird Science Fantasy, another Wallywood cover. And just what a crazy, wicked alien. So this is pretty much what the book, Weird Science and Weird Fantasy kind of like merged into right towards the end of EC's run with those books. Yeah, so pretty cool books. Next I wanted to show a couple of pulps. So first I wanted to show Startling Stories. This is from 1940 and it's falling apart in my hands. This was by Standard or Better or Needle Press. Take your pick. Ned Pines was the publisher, and he put out these pulps and comics by all sorts of imprint names, I guess you could say. And the comic lines that he worked with after he made these pulps included like Startling Comics, Exciting Comics, Fighting Yank, The Black Terror, and some of the ones I'm forgetting. Anyhow, so these pulps, all these early Startling pulps have wicked cool covers like this. And they're relatively affordable. You can get covers for, you can get these pulps for, under $50 on eBay if you look hard enough. And I think I got this for like under about 25 or something like that. So yeah, check it out. All right, next up. Speaking of pulps, we got, before Marvel Comics was doing, their thing, they had Marvel Science Stories and a couple other Marvel pulps. And this is a really cool alien cover here where he's kind of manipulating this woman down here. And of course you got your woman in a vial or tube. That was kind of a popular theme with pulps and early comics from the late 30s and early 40s. I think this is from 1939. I could be wrong. And these are kind of going up in value now, but I got this from my comic shop. I don't have a bell to ring, but if I did, I would. You can get these, just check out their auctions. Sometimes you'll find deals in their auctions, and that's where I got this from. Someone slept on it, and I got it for a decent price. So, yeah. All right. Next up, I've got, show you this one first. Area number 1 by IW. We got these humanoids zapping this crazy looking bug-eyed alien. And I really like this cover, but it wasn't until after I bought it that I realized that it was a swipe. Oh, by the way, this is by Wallywood. I realized it was a swipe of Strange Worlds number 6. Now, I don't know if it's actually, you could actually consider it a swipe since it's basically the same artwork. It's just slightly changed. The eyes are a little bit different. The legs are a little different. You can see more of the feet of the humans. There's a few other differences. But basically, what happened was the maker of Strange Worlds, Avon Publications, when they went bankrupt, IW bought artwork from a number of companies and then slapped it onto their comics, I think in the early 60s or late 50s. So yeah, it's kind of neat. Personally, I prefer the Erie cover, but they're both really cool. All right, then next, I wanted to show Rex Dexter of Mars #1. This is a Fox Feature Syndicate comic. I think it came out in 1940, and it was his only. It's the only issue in the run. Rex Dexter was featured in a few other books as well. I don't know if you'd really consider him an alien. I'm not sure if he's a human who lived on Mars or whatever, but you do have like this alien type creature down here, so I think it counts for the challenge. Um, so yeah, really cool book, and I have a number of these early Fox Feature Syndicate books from a bound volume that I pulled apart, and I'm slowly working to conserve each book I'm trying to conserve. And you can check that out on my channel here. Just subscribe, and you'll see those. I'm not working on them anytime soon. I got some other books ahead of them first, and I want to get better at what I'm doing before I jump on these really big books. So, all right, and then finally, I think that was actually 10 comics, 11 if you count the Eerie and the Strange Worlds, but I consider them like one comic really. So this is kind of like the bonus comic, unless I miscounted. So ignore that if I did. Well, this is Planet Comics #10, and I think it's featured. I think the cover is Flint Baker. I could be wrong, but we got the standard bubble helmet and Flint Baker throwing around these aliens who are apparently minions of this sort of ice queen up here, and really love this book. It's one of my favorite books in my collection. It's unfortunately missing a couple of wraps that I'm looking for so that I can marry into this book, but I'll find them eventually. But yeah, that's all I got. And so I just wanted to thank Allan, otherwise known as the Comic Collector Geek, for kind of inviting us to do this challenge, and hope I did it right, and hope I can join some future challenges now that I got more books to show off, and as long as the themes match what I got, I guess. So all right, that's all I want to show. Thank you. Bye now.